This is the Turkish getup. So we're going to start by demonstrating the half getup, and then we'll do a full getup as well. So in the start position here, Peter's holding the weight in his right hand, so his right leg is going to be bent here, that foot is going to be flat on the ground, and it's going to be slightly abducted, just a few inches maybe. Now his left leg is going to be abducted more, maybe 30 or 40 degrees from the midline, and his left arm is going to be out at his side here. So we want it to be just below 90 degrees here, so not quite perpendicular, but we don't want it too far down either. Alright, so he's going to start by pressing that right arm up overhead, and that arm, you want it to be straight up to the ceiling the whole time. Another key here is not letting your wrist get bent back here, so think knuckles to the ceiling helps with that a lot. So the first movement here is going to be a roll to his left elbow. It's not a sit-up or a crunch, so he's going to come out rolling to his side. Good, here, he's poking his chest out. Common mistake here will be letting his shoulders sag close to his ear. So show us that right now. Yeah, we don't want that. I call that a lazy shoulder. You want to keep that distance between your shoulder and ear as far as possible. Good. So press into the ground with that elbow. Next thing he's going to do, come up to his hand. So his hand just posts there on the ground. He's going to pull that shoulder back. So another thing we'll see is shoulders rolled forward like that. Think about pushing your chest forward, pulling that shoulder back. Good. Now from here, he's going to bridge his hips by pushing into the ground through his right heel. So he gets his hips high. We should have a pretty straight line between his shoulders, hips, and knees here. And now that would be a half get up right here. Okay? So we're going to reverse that now, just going back to the floor. Hips come down, down to the elbow, down to his back. So right there, that's one rep of a half get up. A full get up now, we're going to build upon that. So just to rush through here again, we're going to roll to the elbow, keeping that shoulder away from the ear. Now to the hand. Now we're going to bridge the hips up, pushing through that right heel. All right, so good hip extension there. Now we're going to take that left knee and bring it underneath his left butt cheek. All right, so right to there. And that foot is fine. If it's turned out here, that'll actually help him here. If it's swiveled out this way towards me. So from here, he's going to push his hips toward me and then come up over that leg. All right, and then he's going to straighten out that back leg. Good. Stand up. Now in this top position, again, we want to keep that arm overhead. We want to make sure that the anterior core is braced and then you're not just performing the exercise in excessive extension. So we're going to reverse those same steps. So he's going to perform a reverse lunge, coming back down under control. He's going to swivel that foot behind him and push his hips in the same direction now as his foot. So his hips are going to push to me as he reaches to the floor. Good, under control. Now he's going to bring that left leg through, sweeping the leg through. Try to keep those hips high as you do so. Good. Now down to the hips. The hips come down to the elbow, down to the back. Good. So common mistakes we'll see when people do this, you can rest, is when they come up to the top position, they'll have their head cranked up, their ribs flared in front. We want to think about keeping a neutral head position and that anterior core braced. Okay? Other things I'll see wrong here is when they come to that hip bridge. So here, just come to the hip bridge. Just imagine the weight here. They don't get their hips very high, and so as a result, if their hips aren't very high, what they'll do is their knee won't get to a very good position. It'll be out in front here, and that's not what we want to get to. We want to get, ideally, to a 90-90 position. So as a rule of thumb, try to get that knee underneath the hip with that foot turned out a little bit, and that'll help you when you push your hips over to get there. Good. Now you can straighten out that back leg. There you go. So make sure you're getting your hips high and getting that knee to a good position. So kind of right under that left hip. And that'll get you in a good 90-90 position here. So as you can see, 90-degree angle on the front knee and the hip, and then 90-degree angle on the back knee and hip.